We got to talk to you about, the obvious thing, all right, the elephant in the room. You're Johnny, Mr. Giant quarterback, all right, and of course the Eli Manning, and of course the switch to Daniel Jones.
Right.
First off, just what were your thoughts when you first heard it? Surprised? What kind of went originally through your head there?
Originally, look, we talked about it a little on air after all the games were over last week, and I just said, we were talking, and I thought that they would give it, I really thought, one more week for Eli Manning. And if they didn't win, then I thought they would make the switch. And the reason is, again, I heard you talk a little bit about it, is that they're going down to, to Tampa Bay.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody's paid attention.
Yeah.
But Tampa Bay against the
They're
Cleveland Browns in their what do you call it, rehearsal game?
Right.
Well, they just ran over Cleveland.
Right.
And Baker Mayfield couldn't do anything. And it just shows you, Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator, I loved him in Arizona. I never saw the Jets defense kind of get that thing going. Then he goes down to Tampa, which I think is even less talent maybe that he's had some places. And they've been really good the first two games of the season.
Yep.
You saw them against the 49ers. They just smacked the heck out of them.
They did.
49ers won it. They had 2 interceptions for touchdowns against Jameis and got just about every break you can get to win the game.
Right.
And they were, of course, very good against Cam Newton. So I thought, they'll let Eli go down there just because of all that's going to go on. And we also talked about, and Bill Cowher said something to me, and I just said this, look, this offense, Daniel Jones was drafted because he fits this offense exactly what Pat Shurmur wants to do.
I heard you say that. Yeah, it's a good point. Right.
And, people, Phil wants Eli benched. And I'm like, okay, dummies. I almost said something else. Listen to what Bill Cowher said and listen to what I say. Oh, okay, that's different. Yeah, no kidding. But we saw the offense he ran in Minnesota. I loved it.
Right.
And what we'll see this week, this is my guess, we'll see, the quarterback under the center more. Now we really will give it to Saquon and let him do it, and now get our play-action passes and movement. And you can say whatever you want. The Giants' offensive line has played pretty well the first couple games.
Right.
And I heard some on TV go, on radio here in New York. I keep hearing about all these great Pat Shurmur ideas and all that. Let me tell you what, the Giants have been running some good ideas.
Yeah.
They had some good stuff against the Dallas Cowboys that I went, wow, that was clever, and they got 35-yard gain out of it. That's pretty good stuff.
Right.
And, the Cowboys are just a better team. And the big thing with the Giants is getting rhythm, staying on the field and see if their defense can get off. That's one thing.
Sure.
But so it caught me by surprise in that respect. But I think they just realized and just said it's the fact that, okay, maybe with James Betcher, they've been going against that defense all spring.
Yeah.
And they even talked about how hard it had been, all the blitzing and all that stuff. So they're ready for it. And the biggest thing is like I said, under center, play action passes, movement of the quarterback. And I did this on Showtime about Mason Rudolph. Of course, he can't throw like Ben and all that. So they'll change their game plan, and they'll be a little more conservative. They got all the screen games and all the other stuff they do. They can run it, and their O-line can really protect. But he will scramble this week for 3 or 4 first downs, 5 and 6, 7 yards. Nothing great because he's not quick. And it's those kind of things make a big difference in today's game.
So, Phil, it sounds like you were surprised that they made this move, but once you got past that initial surprise, do you think it was the right move, the right time to go from Manning to Daniel Jones?
Well, listen, Paul, being an ex-player and all that, and I know what Eli's going through. I do. I've been there. We've all been there if you're a quarterback. And what difference does it make if it's this week? When's it going to be the right time, Paul?
Well, it's never easy. I'm on board
but it's
with
never
it.
the right time, and I understand the Giants fans. I really do. I sat there and thought about this yesterday. They treat me great, the Giant fans, when they see me in public now. And I go, damn, how would they treat me if I'd have been part of that second Super Bowl and been the MVP?
Yeah, right.
My God, I might have a statue outside that stadium. So I thought about that. So I understand. I think it finally put in perspective their feelings because he's such a part. Eli is such a part of so many people's, feelings, and grew up with him as the Giant quarterback.
Right.
And that's a big group. And Yeah, we won a great Super Bowl. It was great. We finally won one for the Giants, then won a second one. But they beat a 16-0 or 18-0 Patriots team,
right,
which was, I think I read in the paper, one of the mayors or somebody said, the greatest victory in Giant history or something like that, which it might be.
Yeah.
And, they had some epic playoff games where they were supposed to lose and they won. So it's tough, but I think the Giants realize where they're at, what kind of team they are, and if all season, last thing I'll say, all off season, all you kept hearing, you heard it, Paul, Christopher, you heard it, Daniel Jones, he's really good at practice. He's really doing well.
Right.
And you heard it from Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur's is like, it's even better than he expected, all this other stuff. So he fits what they want to do. And the good thing for him is Saquon Barkley's there, and they got a pretty good offensive line in front of him. And, it's time to start it because I think we see they are not a playoff team.
Yep.
Will Daniel Jones struggle? Well, of course he will. That'll create some arguments, but you just got to be tough and learn to live through those tough days and just keep working. And when you have a good day, it's like I even said in the paper today, I read it, Steve Serby from the New York Post actually quoted me right. I was really surprised. That's not like him. That was supposed to be funny.
Yeah, because you've done that before with Steve Serby. I've heard that line.
Oh, good, because Steve Serby, he's like, hey, I don't know what day it is. What about the Giants? So he's a great guy, and it's hard to believe that he started covering the Giants in '83.
Jeez.
So I've known him since then. So, but it's not going to be easy for Daniel Jones, even though he had this terrific preseason. And he'll be judged really hard. Mm-hmm. But, there are some things to look at the Giants and be positive about.
Yeah.
The hardest thing to do in the league, I think, is one thing. And forget the quarterback. We know that. What's the number one thing? What group?
The O-line.
The O-line. The league is all about offensive lines.
Yeah.
Let's just quit talking about it. It's the old – look at Patrick Mahomes last week throwing.
Yeah, right. Nobody around him.
Let me just cruise over here to the left. Oh, I don't like it. Let me just kind of cruise a few steps to my right. Oh, I think he's going to cross the field at 60. I think I'll just throw it out there. I mean, come on. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
It was pro football, and there's nobody even close to him. And, the Patriots do it a different way. I'll tell you, that's the great thing that Mason Rudolph has going for him. Ben Roethlisberger, I mean, they don't stop. They don't just protect the quarterback. They don't let guys get off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
That Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line is good. And so that's it. Any other questions?
Well, I mean, last thing.
I'm going to buy both of you a watch. I know that.
Well, last thing, we'll take it. Please buy me one.
You will. Well, I've already given you one.
Do you think this is it for Eli? I mean, I would say so if you had asked me. But, I mean, I would think he rides this out as a good soldier, a good backup quarterback, does things to help the team and Daniel Jones. And, he'll get a nice send-off at the end of the season somehow with the Giants honoring him. But what's your thoughts there, Dad?
Well, I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. I can't imagine Eli Manning coming back next year and wanting to be a backup to somebody to I love the word, to mentor them and all that stuff. I love all that.
Right.
I think it will be. And he's probably sitting there. Of course, today is going to be the worst day of his professional career, probably.
Right.
Going to practice. I was there. You have no energy. Your thoughts are everywhere. He's going to have a hard time learning the game plan this week just because it's just hard to concentrate.
Yep.
And I'll tell you the first thing he said this morning, as they had their first offensive meeting. You know what he said?
What?
Well, hell, where were all these plays when I was playing?
That's the truth, because they're going to have all these new gadgets to make sure Daniel Jones gets off on a good foot. Right. And I remember this, not that my career was anything like yours or Eli's, but I remember after I lost my spleen, the first meeting I went to, and Bruce Gradkowski was the quarterback.
Yeah.
I remember just going, what the f*** If we had these plays, first of all, we wouldn't have started out 0-2, and I probably wouldn't have lost my damn spleen. Like, I was
that's
pissed
right.
off.
You wouldn't have got hit so much.
I was so pissed.
Yes.
I mean, I just couldn't believe it.
Still mad about it?
But that's a common theme. I talked about that even the last few years with, like, Carson Wentz and Nick Foles.
Right.
You know, Carson Wentz went out, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, we got to help Nick Foles. And then I watch film of the Eagles, and I go, where the hell have these plays been the whole year? And all of a sudden they're a part of the offense because we got to help Foles out. We got to jumpstart him. Well, how about you jumpstart the really good quarterback, too?
Right.
Because that's what good offensive coordinators do.
Everything you're saying is so true.
Yeah.
And it's great to say it, but you know, who absorbs it? And nobody absorbs that thought, which is a great thought. It's the truth, and wow, it really explains things. But you know, and you know me, I watch TV as I work and listen sometimes. But I've gotten to where this year I've listened less and less because I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
If I have to hear that one more time, you know, let's talk about Dak's contract one more time.
Right.
Oh, boy. I mean, I could work for the rest of my life with some of these people because all we're going to talk about is Dak's contract and what do you think about this? And there's like 3 subjects. That's all we talk about.
Right. Right. No, you're right.
True.
It's ridiculous. But what you say there is so true, and we need more people to say it so the public understands.
Right.
So they don't go, they should get rid of Carson Wentz and keep Nick Foles. Well, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Did you see Nick Foles on Monday night? I mean, come on. Was that Monday or Sunday? That was Sunday night.
It was Sunday.
Yes, Sunday night.
I mean, how many guys
Carson
could have
Wentz, you
taken
meant on
that
Sunday night.
beating
Sorry. Yes,
and
right.
made those throws?
Right?
Right.
No.
They were unreal.
Very impressive.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
I was going, oh, my gosh, here we go. And, you know, Philadelphia, same thing. Get his ass under the center once in a while.
Holy crap. Shotgun every freaking
Give him more of a
play.
chance.
Drives me crazy. All right, we're done with you.
All right, I feel better. Thanks for getting back to me. I honestly
one
thought,
more.
well, I guess they're not going to call me. They're so pre-absorbed with with themselves.
Yeah,
they weren't going to call me.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.